Xbox being
Fuck you.
does get old. So where are we up to in Ryse?
Alrighty, we're gonna start from the first level. Alright, so my name is Sam, aka Rhineland. I'm here joined as always by my brother Tom, aka Raven.
Just go with Tom.
Rightio, and we're gonna just jump straight in. We're gonna play some Ryse, Son of Rome. I got this bad boy the other day at the midnight launch, and loving it basically. I've played through it once. We're gonna be playing through on Legendary. Tom hasn't played it yet, so this is all gonna be pretty new for him. So let's jump right into it. New campaign, Legendary baby.
Get a Halo going on.
Straight in. This is too easy.
Easy. I think we're both texting while we're meant to be doing this.
Yeah, we're really dedicated. So
Yeah, we are.
This is it's a pretty interesting game. We'll just really sort of let you watch the cutscene here. It's pretty good.
Sets up the story.
Yeah,
From what I've seen.
and it all makes so much more sense later on. The ending of this game really puts everything in perspective. Like all the prior events of the game in the first couple of levels make a lot more sense once you've seen the ending. It puts everything else in perspective.
And it's historically accurate as well.
There are some historical inaccuracies. Oh, achievement! There we are. I will say that some of the stuff isn't quite, spot on. But that being said, there are. It's not really meant to be that way. In the way that there are some like supernatural elements to the story. A little bit of myth and legend here and there. See, oh, there we go. It's the guy's, bleeding out his eyes. For example.
See, I didn't know there was a supernatural.
Neither until I played it. I thought it was meant to be a historical game.
Yeah, same. Well, not so historic.
As far as I know, all these characters existed, like in reality. Maybe not Marius himself, but oh,
He's cooked.
and here he is, the main event. Marius Titus, main character of the game.
Cleaning house.
It's all too easy for him. Oh. See you later. Is that guy gone?
Security separate to me. Swear this is the last place you can find it. When the barbarians see they'll run, the battle will be ours.
He doesn't take much shit, does he?
No.
8.
So unfortunately, even though we're playing on legendary difficulty, which does require you to have beaten the game, we're going to have to go through this pretty lame tutorial. So what you can do is you use the D-pad to pick different bonuses that you get after you do a successful execution. So you've got where are we? Health down the bottom here. Focus, which lets you pause the game essentially and do some like slow motion bullet time type stuff. You've got an XP bonus you can get, which is here, and then a damage bonus at the top. And as far as I know, these different bonuses dictate different executions you can do also. So I've really been spamming the health bonus one. So I really haven't seen a heap of the other executions from the other ones. So we'll try playing on something like Focus, see if that actually does it. I'm not actually sure whether that's the case, but I think it is from the way that you can unlock the executions in the menu. It seems to be a kind of a tech tree type thing.
And you can change these bonuses at any time. There's no.
Yeah. Just
Required
any
prompt?
time, like literally, like right now.
Okay,
Just like go
yeah.
crazy. You can pick anything you want. So yeah, we're just sort of sorting out this barbarian scum. That was pretty
Yeah,
easy.
clean the house a bit.
Generally, that is the name of the game. It's just Marius kicking people's ass.
Are you going to look for collectibles?
I'll try my best.
There are 32.
Way more. There's 3 different types of collectibles.
Like
I'm
you could have
pretty
just
sure.
went left on that platform. Couldn't you?
So get rid of that. Oh, that guy actually did hit me there, but I'm not sure what happened. I think there's 3 types of collectibles. There's also, yeah, I really cooked that execution. You can press the wrong button and it still does it, but you get like nowhere near as many points.
Okay.
But yeah, there's scrolls, vistas, and something else, I think.
An uppercut. Oh shit.
Yeah, so that was a different execution. I haven't really seen that one before. So
I was hoping you'd interact with the ladder and kick
So-
the guy onto it.
double down. That's for doing like a heap of double executions. Oh, see you later.
That's an execution there. Staring down.
This is one of my favourites.
Dodging. What is your favourite, if you could describe it?
Well, my favourite is probably there's one where he kind of okay, so here's the voice commands coming to it. So fire volley. There we are. So sometimes I will say the voice commands don't really work 100%. Even and then you just look like a real moron screaming at your TV when your parents walk in. So, but you can just hold down left bumper, and if you hold it down for the like it fills up the bar, and if you hold it down for the whole time, it just does it without you having to speak. So that can save you some embarrassment.
Soldier. Yes, sir. Most of the 18th Legion is still alive. We have 3 auxiliary units in your command: Scorpions, Archers, and a catapult nest.
Alrighty. So here's where you can sort of decide what's going on. Later on, you can pick between like maybe 2 or 3 different things. We have to pick that one now. But you can choose whether to have archers support either you or like say your men. And so if you're really confident in the game, you can just sort of go and just clean house without any help and leave the archers to help your men so you have more guys to help you later on. Or if you think that you're going to screw it up, you can have the archers cover you instead. Alright, so yeah, there's not a heap of choice in it, but fire volley. But there's a little bit. It's better than not having it in, I guess.
From what I've seen, they really play out these turret sections.
Fire volley. Yeah, they do. There's a heap of these bits there. Like it's called the Scorpio. There's heaps of these Scorpio bits in it. Like I think there's too many. Especially near the end, they try and pad it out. Fire volley. There's heaps of like padding. They
could have swapped it out for maybe a catapult or something.
They could have added something maybe different. But in the end, there's heaps of these. Fire volley.
Get those guys up to the left, man.
Heaps of sections of just
shoot the barrel.
Yeah, there's heaps of like Scorpio sections. It's really kind of fire volley. Quite annoying, and there's even like a Frogger section that has you dodging elephants, so it does get a little bit ridiculous at the end. Fire volley. So you have to run through this like street dodging all these elephants. It's kind of weird, but
guys up. that is.
That's pretty good. So it's got something for everyone, but it's a pretty good game, I will say. Albeit quite a short one. Catapult Fire. It only lasts, I think, 8 chapters, and they're not really that long. So here we go. Our friends will fire the catapults. Sort those guys out. You know, pretty easy.
Cooking everyone.
Even us, it seems.
Yeah.
Marius took a bit of a spill, but that's nothing he can't handle.
He never seems phased at anything.
So to the left here will be. So we can go to the upgrade menu here by pressing the button with 2 squares on it on the controller. I'm not really too sure what that's called yet.
The square button.
And then we go skill upgrades, and so now we can upgrade these with our valor up the top. So we've got enough to buy this.
And obviously you played through it, so
Yeah, I played through it
bunch of
before, so
upgrades.
I've got heaps of the upgrades. But you can't get the legendary upgrades until you either play or start playing Gladiator mode, which I have started playing Gladiator mode, so I've got a few of them, but not all of them. So you can purchase with either Valor, which you earn through the campaign, or Gold, which you earn through Gladiator mode, but my advice to you would be never ever spend your gold on these upgrades, because gold is a shit ton harder to get than Valor. You get like 1,000,000 Valor, not really 1,000,000, you get lots per level, and you don't get very much gold comparatively. So we'll resume the game, and here's an example. Oh, I missed it. See that shield there that I just went past is an example of collectible. So I kind of cooked it there and didn't get it, but
yeah.
so those shields are scattered throughout the levels, and you can pick them up. But the thing is, see, they're just like that. They're really hard to see, which I guess is kind of the name of the game. But you end up missing heaps of them. Like there's like 40 of, like I don't know what collectible has 40 of it, but one of them does, and I got like 3 playing through it, and I was kind of, I wasn't trying to find them, but I was keeping an eye out, and I really missed heaps. Alright, so we're gonna
See
help.
back there you go up left and right, there's probably something there.
Yeah, probably.
But
So we're here helping Nero escape because he's convinced that the assassin Damocles is after him, and Damocles is explained he's a myth, like a Roman myth. But I kind of read up on this before the game actually came out to see what the go with him was, and I'm pretty sure they made up this just for the game.
the myth or
Yeah.
okay.
The guy Damocles was an actual Roman myth, but it
Yeah,
was
the myth is actually
no, in fact. What I was going to say is the guy Damocles is a myth, but he's not that myth.
okay.
The sword of Damocles is actually about this guy called Damocles who thought that the emperor had such a sweet life, or one of the kings had a heap sweet life. And he's like, oh man, your life's so good. And he's like, oh, it's like you think it's so great. And Damocles like, oh fuck. He didn't say oh fuck. He was like,
He said, oh, fuck.
oh okay, sure, why not? And so he did it on the one condition that the king said that he had to have a sword put above the throne where he was sitting, holding. It was only held up by the hair of a horse, I think it was. And so basically, he was constantly in fear that the sword was going to drop on him, so he couldn't really enjoy the power. And then the king was like, yeah, well, that's what I'm like all the time, because I'm always constantly worried that someone's going to take my power or whatever. So,
Oh.
really is quite,
So it's a bit different to what they are.
it is a bit different than you'll see what the sword of what Damocles is all about. So here's one of the shields. So
Secret.
Vista unlocks 6 of 21.
Ah, so it continues from file to
from my
file.
previous file, yeah. So,
That's alright.
and there's scrolls as well, which you can pick up off the bodies of soldiers.
Try the other side.
So we'll go have a look at the other side and see what's up here.
Some exploration.
So, yeah. But their bodies glow green. But that being said, in the middle of a fight, you're not really see. Okay, here's a chronicle. That's it there. So
42.
42.
42 chronicles.
Yeah, and I guess the other one must be scrolls. I might be wrong, so don't really hate on me too hard for that. But yeah, so you keep on the lookout for those. But that being said, if you're not really looking for them in the middle of a fight, they're really easy to miss, especially because the bodies glow green for other things as well. Like if they've got spears in them, spear. So you might just like, oh, it's a spear. I'll walk past, and it's like, oh, lo and behold, that was actually a scroll.
Probably the game set pieces don't make it easy as well. For example, you're probably not going to go left and right and look behind all these pillars. Whatnot, are you? Unless you're directly out for finding them.
So yeah, some of
That's pretty cool.
these combos are pretty extreme.
Oh, through the butt.
So you can see that Marius is pretty. Oh shit, there's a 59 combo. It's not bad. You can see that Marius is.
Get these two guys together.
You see that Marius is pretty well animated. Like his grimaces when he's doing an execution.
Here we go.
So yeah, he is the guy who played him must have done a really good job, because I believe that he acted out all the executions as well. Like pretty much everything is him acting. So really,
Starting with that guy. What's the longest combo you've done?
the longest combo I've done was nearly 80. I did that in gladiator mode.
Yeah.
Gladiator mode is really fun. Although sometimes it's sort of like the luck of the draw in terms of
Your teammate.
your teammate. Yeah, I would say majority of the time you get someone really useless, and that's not really me trying to say that I'm especially good, but it's just they sort of dick around, or which I'm all for dicking around. Like I'm the first guy to just be rolling around Zelda style, being a dickhead, but they just go like they'll run into the middle of like a huge pack of guys, like 20 guys, and just try and like just stand there and hack away at them. And more often than not, they'll just get down like within 1 second. And then it's kind of up to you to kind of carry the game.
So this is the first boss fight.
I would really struggle to call this a boss fight. It's a little bit harder than it was playing through the first time, but it's basically a case of if you can press B and dodge, then you've won.
What do you think of the other boss fights?
Well,
Oh, come on. That's it. That's it.
what they're going to do as well, it's pretty simple stuff, but it might be a bit harder on Legendary, I don't really know. But there is a couple of boss fights that are a little bit harder, especially against you.
Yeah, story.
Yes, it's all down, please.
Will never interfere with the affairs of mortals.
Well, on what great oracle told you this, General?
My father. We will be safe here. I do believe we will be safe. Well, I pray to the gods that we will be safe.
We will be safe here, Emperor. as safe as we can be.
Safe. Yes, safe, thank God. But you... What family? What's your name, soldier?
Marius. But my name is of no import. My story, however, is.
Alright, so that's level 1 done. This starts the
Level
flashback
1.
that leads into level 2.
My
Right here.
told me that we are fated by the gods, but that we alone choose our path. You are fated to be an emperor, and I, a soldier. My father's sense of honor drove him to follow a path that served the people. But what drove us to take the paths we did? What made us the men that we are today? My story begins some 10 years past.
Father. Marius? It's good to see you again. Look. Every inch of a Roman soldier. You look fine, my son. Come home. Where are you posted? Alexandria. Alexandria. That's a quiet province. Mother will be pleased. I didn't join the army to bask in the sun, Father. I want to fight, like you did for the Empire. All in good time, my son. All in good time. Remember, not all your enemies will be found on the battlefield. Father?
They have like a mansion going on.
Yeah, we're pretty rich.
Let me look at you. So handsome.
Mother, please.
Bitch, please.
Your sister is eager to see you.
You will see her soon enough, my love. Now, I wish to speak with our son alone.
Fine. I shall go and find your sister.
That's how big the house is. You gotta find it.
Yeah.
Something troubling you, Father.
I was right.
We will talk in
I
good
need to look.
Now, let's see what you learned.
Ready
Yourself.
Let's break my guard.
Alright, so yeah, so that was level 1. So we're starting the flashback now, and then pretty much the entirety of the game is played out through a flashback. Basically, yeah, so the majority of the game does take place during that time, and then it kind of cuts in between the present, where you're with Nero telling you the story. And as you can see, Marius has changed quite a bit in that 10 years. He's way less grizzled here, whereas he's kind of happy here, it seems. Whereas back in the present, he kind of is not too pleased with things. Anyway, we'll leave it off there. We'll be back with the level 2 legendary gameplay. Sounds good. Yeah, we'll be back soon. Thanks for watching. See you guys.